Image copyright AFP. North Korea says it will be ready by mid-August to fire 4 missiles near the U.S. territory of Guam, as a war of words with Washington intensifies. State media said Hwasong-12 rockets would pass over Japan and land in the sea about 30 kilometers 17 miles from Guam, if the plan was approved by Kim Jong-un. It denounced Donald Trump's warnings of fire and fury and said the U.S. leader was described as bereft of reason. The U.S. has warned the North its actions could mean the end of its regime. U.S. Defense Secretary Jim Mattis said Pyongyang would be grossly overmatched in any war against the U.S. and its allies. The North first announced on Wednesday that it was drawing up plans for a missile strike against Guam, which is home to U.S. military bases, strategic bombers and about 163,000 people. A later statement carried by state media said the military would finally complete the plan by mid-August and report it to leader Kim Jong-un for his approval. The Hwasong-12 rockets to be launched by the KPA Korean People's Army will cross the sky above Shiman, Hiroshima and Koichi, prefectures of Japan, state news agency KCNA said, quoting Army Chief General Kim Rak-yom. They will fly 3,356.7 kilometers for 1,065 seconds and hit the waters 3,040 kilometers away from Guam. The Hwasong missiles are North Korea's domestically produced medium and long-range weapons. Media playback is unsupported on your device. Media caption: North Koreans rally to denounce gangster US. The statement said President Trump's remarks on Tuesday that the North risked fire and fury for threatening the US were a load of nonsense. Sound dialogue is not possible with such a guy bereft of reason, and only absolute force can work on him, it added. Amid escalating rhetoric, Mr. Mattis issued a strongly worded statement on Wednesday, calling on Pyongyang to halt its arms program. The DPRK, Democratic People's Republic of Korea, must choose to stop isolating itself and stand down its pursuit of nuclear weapons, he said. While our State Department is making every effort to resolve this global threat through diplomatic means, it must be noted that the combined Allied militaries now possess the most precise, rehearsed and robust defensive and offensive capabilities on Earth. Mr. Trump boasted about America's atomic arsenal earlier on Wednesday. Tweeting from New Jersey, where he is on holiday, the president said the U.S. nuclear stockpile was more powerful than ever before. Meanwhile, U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson has sought to reassure Americans that North Korea does not pose an imminent threat. Speaking in Guam, where he was making a scheduled visit, he said he was hopeful a global pressure campaign involving Russia and China could lead to new dialogue with Pyongyang about a different future. Media playback is unsupported on your device. Media caption: President Trump threatened a response like the world has never seen. Mr. Tillerson said the situation had not dramatically changed over the past few days, and that Americans should sleep well at night. China has urged calm, describing the situation as complex and sensitive. Despite rounds of UN sanctions, Pyongyang carried out 2 nuclear tests last year and 2 intercontinental ballistic missile tests in July. On Tuesday, a media report in the U.S. claimed the North had achieved its goal of making a nuclear warhead small enough to fit inside its missiles. But this remains unconfirmed, and most analysts doubt the country would launch a suicidal preemptive attack on the U.S. North Korea remains technically in a state of war with the U.S. and South Korea after the 195,053 conflict on the peninsula ended in a truce. The tiny, but important island of Guam, the 541 square km 209 square miles volcanic and coral island in the Pacific between the Philippines and Hawaii. It is a non-incorporated U.S. territory, with a population of about 163,000. That means people born in Guam are U.S. citizens, have an elected governor and House representative, but cannot vote for a president in U.S. national elections. U.S. military bases cover about a quarter of the island. About 6,000 personnel are based there, and there are plans to move in thousands more. It was a key U.S. base in World War II, and remains a vital staging post for U.S. operations, giving access to potential flashpoints like the South China Sea, the Koreas and the Taiwan Straits.